Hi, I'm Tasha with Pathways to Peace Counseling, and I'd like to introduce putting a stop to stealing. So sometimes this is hard to deal with kids that are just taking things, and I have found that there's a lot of different reasons why kids choose to steal. And so this game is really helping to dig in and find out what is going on in their heart and in their mind, what is the motivation behind their behavior. I firmly believe in cognitive behavioral counseling that there's an underlying belief and thought process that happens before they have the behavior of stealing. And if we can get to the heart of that, then we can change the behavior. So this game comes with a game board. And here is the instruction sheet that kind of tells a little bit about what we're doing. And then we've got our little pack that has 6 pawns in the die. And then we also have the game cards. So the game cards each have a different theme. So the yellow ones are making a plan. So after they steal, they mess up. We need to put together a plan of what they're going to do next time. What are other ways for them to get what they want? What are other things that will make them feel good if they're feeling out of control? If it's a cry for help, if they're trying to get attention, what are some other ways that they can ask for that? Or who are people that they can turn to? So making a plan is a big part of that behavioral intervention to get them to quit stealing. Another thing, taking control of those thoughts. If they always feel like they never have what they want and that everybody else has nice stuff, but I don't have nice stuff, that negative thought pattern is going to lead to more and more negative choices in their behavior. So thankfulness. This is really important for them to recognize that they might not have everything, but nobody does. But they do have something, and they can be thankful for the good things that they do have in their life. And, I try to point out that what one kid has, another kid doesn't have. And so, there's going to be kids at school that seem to have everything, but nobody has everything. And just finding those things to be thankful for can go a long way in modifying their behavior. Stop and think. Kids are so impulsive. We've got to get them to stop and think about the consequences of their behavior. So these cards are just designed to help them recognize this impulsive behavior and how to stop and think about consequences, that every action that they have is going to have a consequence, whether a good one or a negative one. And so this is just going to change that thought process. And finally, empathy. They need to recognize that their behavior isn't just about them, that somebody is on the losing end whenever they are stealing. And so we try to turn it around of how would you feel if people took your stuff? So, these cards kind of go through a lot of different situations just to help develop that empathy. Empathy is something that has to be taught. It just doesn't happen naturally for a lot of kids. Some people are just born very compassionate, but I've met a lot that no. There's just not a lot of compassion there. You really have to nurture it to get that to come out. So this is a good one. It is a really good one if you're working with kids that have a bad habit of stealing, and they've got to learn a different way of doing things. And so this game, there's no shaming in it. I think that shame just kind of can make the situation worse, and they kind of get into this negative downward spiral. So it's not about shaming. It's about finding motivation and then finding alternative behaviors that are going to get them what they want. I hope this comes in handy in your counseling toolbox.